Lauren's husband, Jason, disappears after discovering her affair at a family wedding. Over 6 months, she spirals through guilt, obsession, and public humiliation while trying to track him down. Jason's silence and eventual indifference force Lauren to confront the consequences of her choices and the reality that some losses offer closure only through absence. The story explores betrayal, regret, grief, and emotional indifference. Rain streaked the window as Lauren sat at the kitchen table, her hands wrapped around a mug of cold coffee. 6 months. 183 days since Jason vanished without a word. The house, once alive with his laughter and the faint scent of his cologne, felt like a mausoleum. Every corner whispered absence. The silence pressed against her like a living thing. She glanced at the laptop on the counter, the place where it all began. One careless moment. A delivery, a step away. And she returned to see him staring, his expression blank, a mask she had never seen before. That glance, cold and distant, had shattered everything. Jason's suitcase lay open on the bed upstairs in her memory, methodical, silent, precise. He took only essentials, work clothes, toiletries, a grandfather's watch. He left the life they built together behind the photos, the posters, the little tokens of intimacy. Everything erased. Lauren's throat tightened at the memory. She had glimpsed the messages, the affair, the betrayal. Her pulse quickened, guilt clawing its way up her chest. She remembered his voice, everything. Nothing more. No fight, no argument. Just the quiet, absolute severing of ties. She stared at the empty walls of the living room, frames now bare, each a ghost of the past. Her phone vibrated, another missed call from her lawyer, a reminder of the divorce papers she had refused to sign, holding on to a hope she knew deep down was a lie. Outside, the rain tapped on the glass, relentless. Lauren felt herself unraveling, the edges of her world dissolving like mist. Her thoughts spiraled. Had he found peace? Was he happy? Was the life they shared now a distant, forgotten memory? She closed her eyes, letting the memory of Jason fill the empty room. His laugh. The way he moved around the kitchen in the mornings. The stability, the warmth, the predictability of him, all lost to a single, irreversible mistake. The rain fell harder. She whispered his name into the emptiness. Jason. As if calling him could summon him back. But she knew, as she had for months, that he had chosen silence over confrontation. Absence over chaos. And that silence, that deliberate nothingness, was louder than any words she could muster. Lauren scrolled through her phone, the digital void mocking her. Blocked. Deleted. Invisible. Jason had erased every trail, leaving no sign of his existence. Friends had chosen sides, the world had moved on, and she had become a cautionary tale. Social media had betrayed her. Vague posts meant to elicit sympathy had backfired, exposing her affair in brutal, viral detail. Comments poured in, strangers passing judgment on her looks, her morals, her very soul. Every scroll, every notification, was a knife twisting in her chest. She remembered Madison's voice, cold and precise. After what you did, can you blame him? Those words had been a mirror she wasn't ready to face. And yet, the truth lay bare. She had humiliated him in front of family, friends, and strangers alike. Private investigators, late-night flights, coffee shop stakeouts, all led to dead ends. Each failure compounded the spiral. She lay awake in bed, staring at the ceiling, wondering how someone could vanish so completely. He wasn't just gone. He had erased himself with surgical precision. Therapy sessions brought a glimmer of understanding. Dr. Martinez asked the questions no one else would. Why? What were you seeking? Lauren admitted it aloud for the first time. Excitement. Thrill. Danger. A temporary escape from stability. But each word reinforced the magnitude of her betrayal. As she walked through empty streets at night, her reflection fractured in the shop windows. She was hunting shadows, chasing a ghost of a life she had dismantled herself. Every step carried the weight of her choices, a relentless reminder that some wounds could only heal through distance. Lauren received a tip, Jason spotted in Oregon. alive, thriving. The world shifted beneath her feet. She booked a flight immediately, her heart hammering with equal parts hope and terror. Oregon was quiet, unfamiliar, yet familiar through the lens of her obsession. She found him in the parking lot outside a tech office, laughing with coworkers. He looked good, healthier, happier. A stranger who was unmistakably Jason. Her steps faltered. He saw her, but recognition didn't flicker in his eyes. Only that same blankness, the mask of indifference that had haunted her dreams for 6 months. Her voice trembled. "Jason, we need to talk." "Does it matter?" he said, soft, distant. No anger. No accusation. Nothing. Just absence, cutting deeper than any confrontation could. The world narrowed to this single moment. All the months of obsession, panic, and desperation coalesced into one unbearable truth. He had moved on emotionally, even if she had not. Her carefully rehearsed apologies dissolved on her tongue. Jason's calm, unyielding presence shattered her expectations. She pleaded, cried, tried to reason. 5 years, don't I deserve? His eyes, unflinching, delivered the cruelest lesson. You deserve what you gave me. Nothing. Memories of betrayal, humiliation, and secrecy flared inside her like wildfire. Each detail, the wedding, the messages, the affair, etched itself in her mind, impossible to unsee. She realized that desire for reconciliation was meaningless. He had already chosen a life without her. Her heart beat violently as she wrestled with reality. He was not a villain. He was a man protecting himself, reclaiming peace. Every apology, every plea, only reinforced that she was powerless to reclaim what she had destroyed. Lauren finally comprehended the finality. Jason's indifference was a merciless kind of love. He cared enough to walk away cleanly. No confrontation. No dramatic exit. Just absence. Her body slumped, the weight of months of obsessive searching collapsing into a single, devastating truth. She had chased illusions while he had quietly rewritten their story without her. Each breath was a reminder that love, once broken, could not always be mended. He left with a woman ordinary, unremarkable, leaving her to stare at the empty parking lot. Nothing remained. The finality was absolute, irreversible, haunting. Lauren returned home, signed the divorce papers, and began therapy in earnest. She confronted the emptiness she had created in her own life. Friends had vanished, social media had moved on, and Jason had disappeared entirely from her world. She learned that some endings offer no closure, only consequences. Forgiveness would come eventually, but it would not restore what she had lost. 6 months had taught her the unflinching truth. The opposite of love isn't hate. It's indifference. Her reflection in the empty apartment stared back, hollow but learning, bruised but alive. The silence that had once suffocated her now whispered the hardest lesson. Some mistakes leave scars not to punish others, but to teach ourselves.